Millions more people in Illinois are eligible to get a coronavirus vaccine starting today. Phase 1B means people over 65 and frontline essential workers can start getting doses. People like teachers or police officers and firefighters, even grocery store workers and people who run buses and trains, 3.2 million people in all. And some vaccines will be given out by health departments. Others will be given out by appointment at select Walgreens, CVS, Walmarts, or Jewels. The governor says Illinois is working to expand the number of urgent care clinics and doctors' offices that can give out shots. McCormick Place is not open to the public, but it will be where state police, Illinois Guard members, and other emergency agency workers will go to get their shots.
Illinois' most recent COVID report showed 3,200 new cases over a 24-hour period, and 40 more people died. Indiana's latest numbers show more than 2,500 new cases. There were 23 deaths in the Hoosier State. It has been 1 year since we saw the first confirmed case of COVID-19 here in Illinois, and every day since then we've reported on the number of cases and the number of deaths.
But Ryan, as we know, the people who lost their lives during the pandemic are more than just a number. They're parents, they're friends and neighbors, teachers, and they're the faces of COVID-19.
The perfect word to describe Olga to me would be she's a fighter. From the day she came to this country, you know, she immigrated here from Mexico, and ever since she was a child, her one goal, her one aspiration in life was to become a teacher. And she did that. She came to this country, didn't speak the language, learned the language, got her GED, got her associates, got her bachelor's, and worked for CPS for 30 years. Up until she got sick. She never stopped working, and she loved every day.
Olga's story is just one of 100 submissions we received for this project, and that doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of the toll the virus has taken. Today, we reflect on just some of the lives lost, told by the people who love them most. You can watch our special, Faces of COVID-19, that's airing several times today. The first showing is at 9 this morning. It's on our digital streaming network, CBSN Chicago. The Centers for Disease Control says more than 1 million Americans are getting a vaccine dose every day, but a lot of people, from senators to health officials, say that number needs to be a lot higher. Here's CBS 2's Naomi Ruckham.
More than a dozen senators met with White House aides over the weekend to discuss a new coronavirus relief bill.
We're going to work with Congress to get more funding to also accelerate this so that we can improve the rate at which we're vaccinating people.
Lawmakers are split on parts of President Biden's $1.9 trillion package.
Before we were to pass a new program, we need to understand where the money's going.
The American people are hurting, and they want us to act.
One area of agreement is a plan to improve vaccination numbers.
We've got to vaccinate as many people as we possibly can, as quickly as we possibly can.
Biden officials say the effort has been hampered by the Trump administration.
I can't tell you how much vaccine we have.
New CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky says her not knowing how much vaccine there is means local officials can't formulate a plan.
They can't figure out how many sites to roll out, they can't figure out how many vaccinators that they need, and they can't figure out how many appointments to make for the public.
Many vaccination sites appear to be running smoothly.
Easy. Retired surgeon gave me my shot, so I'm very happy.
But supply isn't meeting demand.
One thing that is certain is that we don't have enough vaccine for our community.
To slow the spread of new variants, President Biden is expected to reinstate a travel ban on more than 24 European countries and Brazil, as well as add a new ban on South Africa. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
Today, President Joe Biden will bring back a travel ban to stop the spread of coronavirus. It's expanding to 29 countries, including Brazil, the UK, and Ireland. They're all countries that allow people to travel across open borders. Now, South Africa was added to the list over the weekend. That's because a new strain of coronavirus discovered there, one that's already spread outside that country.
Also happening today, House Democrats will deliver an article of impeachment against former President Donald Trump to the Senate. The official charge is for incitement of insurrection. The Senate trial is scheduled for the week of February 8th, but a growing number of Republican senators argue There's no need for a trial since President Trump is already out of office.
Ryan, lots happening today. Former White House press secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders, well, she could be running for governor in Arkansas. I'm Yasmin Hassan at the live desk. I want to give you a live look out at her Twitter account because we've been keeping a very close eye on this all morning long. She has not posted in the last couple of days, but obviously we'll keep tracking that. Now, we're hearing that she could actually make this announcement at some point today. Sanders, of course, was the White House press secretary under former President Donald Trump. Her father is Mike Huckabee. He was the governor of Arkansas from 96 to 2007, and the current Arkansas governor is actually reaching his term limit right now.
While many Chicago area restaurants are reopening with limited dine-in service, there are some that choose not to. CBS 2's Jeremy Ross takes us to one business that's putting caution before cash in the pandemic.
My God, everybody wants to get past this.
It's not what's brewing on the outside of this Forest Park business.
Cheers. Cheers.
It's the Facebook broadcast brewing inside Exit Strategy Brewing Company.
Indoor dining. Let's get it on. But actually, let's not get it on. You know why? Because it's too soon.
Co-owner Catherine Vallow announces to diners and drinkers online, unlike other businesses, they will ditch dine-in service. Restaurants hosted limited reopenings this past weekend, meaning about 25% capacity eating inside. But the brewing company is turning down the potential business of about 25 indoors at a time, foregoing thousands additional per week.
I'm not ready to risk the health and safety of my staff that is trusting me to keep the place safe.
This is not a business decision. This doesn't appear to be a science decision. It's just a gut decision.
This is a people over everything else decision.
The Illinois Restaurant Association estimates half of restaurants won't take part in indoor reopenings, most due to the costs and limited sales gains. Vallow says following gut-wrenching layoffs, the business committed to carry out in the fall and continues in the winter. It is business plan meets survival plan.
My first thought every single day is save the business. I'll pivot as many times as I need to pivot to make it through this.
The business will not offer in-person dining until there's improvement in the COVID numbers, the vaccine rollout, and the conditions outside.
Temperatures above like 68 to get the windows open. Let's just wear masks and be safe and get back to brunch so you can be on the other side of the bar and I can be here on this side of the bar and we can both do this thing.
Jeremy Ross, CBS 2 News.
The brew pub owners want to make it clear they don't have any issues with other restaurants opening up indoor dining, adding their decision not to serve inside is just what's best for them.
One man's welcome to Chicago included an introduction to the tollway and its frustrating fees.
The penalty was over $500. So we were kind of shocked.
The new resident was told to take it up with the courts. The Morning Insider's looking to complaints with customer service at the Illinois Tollway.
Four Seasons, for all the right reasons. Call 866-4Seasons.
Nice sleep center, Bob. But what is a Bobopedic?
I could tell you, but I'd rather show you.
Oh, Bob's got a feel for your budget.
They deliver right to your door.
With 30 years of sleep experience, the best warranty, and so much more.
Bob's Bobopedic, from your head down to your feet. It feels like no mattress you felt before.
Wow!
Uh-oh.
Bob's Bobopedic.
I think I offer positivity and a fresh perspective for my patients, which is sometimes the medicine they need. Caring for my patients, thinking about them, that's just not something I can turn off at the end of the day. Because being a nurse isn't just my job, it's who I am. Everywhere else, it's healthcare. Here.
It's personal.
Join Berman Subaru of Chicago as we celebrate the new year. Get 0.9% financing on a new 2021 Subaru Forester. Subaru of Chicago makes online car buying easy with Berman Express at SubaruChicago.com.
When your psoriasis is bad, it can be hard to see what's possible. But the possibilities become clear with Taltz, the first and only treatment of its kind offering a chance at 100% clear skin. With Taltz, up to 90% of those with moderate to severe psoriasis saw a significant improvement of their psoriasis plaques. Some even saw 100% clear skin. Don't use if you're allergic to Taltz. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. Increased risk of infections and lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about infections, symptoms, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop, worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions can occur. See the possibilities. Ask your doctor about Taltz.
An important message to current and former smokers. If you or a loved one suffered or died from any of the following smoking-related diseases: lung cancer, laryngeal voice box cancer, esophageal throat cancer, tongue or oral cavity cancer, pharyngeal cancer, emphysema, or COPD, you may be eligible to file a claim against a tobacco company. If you or a loved one suffered or died from any of these smoking-related diseases, call 1-800-991-4422 for a free consultation. Don't delay. Call 1-800-991-4422.
You are here. And the weather you care about, the weather that affects you, is here too. But the weather here is going to affect you. And you need to know that. You need to be informed to be better prepared before what's here gets here. That's why our meteorologists are constantly analyzing and interpreting new information in real time so you can stay safe, protected, and happy here. Anytime, all the time, in real time. Real-time weather. Find it here.
New year, new opportunities. Glassdoor, the job research company, compiled a list of the 100 best places to work in 2021 based on employee ratings. CBS 2, we're working for Chicago. So this morning, we want to tell you about the Chicago-based companies that made the list and that are hiring right now. Hyatt, Discover, and CDW are among the front runners, and they're currently hiring for both remote and in-person positions. Right now, there are more than 140 open jobs for Chicago across these three top companies. To see Glassdoor's complete list of 2021's best companies and their ratings, check out the Working for Chicago section of our app. Just search CBS Chicago to download it.